What's up guys, welcome back to Man Cave Collectibles, coming at you again today with another figure review. Today we actually have two figures. As you can see here, we have Masters of the Universe He-Man and Skeletor from the new Origins line. So I've had these figures for some time now, but just with the massive influx of figures that we have been given by all these different companies, I've just slowly been trying to work in my figure reviews. So I'm sure there's a ton of these reviews out there, you know, for these two guys already, but I wanted to get them out here for my channel and for my subscribers. So we're going to take a look at them today. So as we look at these guys, we definitely have, you know, somewhat of retro packaging on these. It looks really nice. The figures are in plain sight, which is really good as well. When you're going to pick these guys out of the store, you can see them really well. I actually had a He-Man before this one, and he ended up, I'd missed it, ended up having a big black mark on the end of his nose, so did a return on him and ended up having this one picked up for me by my buddy over on the Zach Legend channel. Zach picked him up on one of his toy hunts for me, and then I found Skeletor on one of my own toy hunts. So packaging is really nice. I always love when it's just the clamshell sitting on a card. I think that looks really good, especially for in-package collectors. As we spin around to the back of these guys, we can see the rest of the wave that they offer here, as well as talks a little bit about the weapons that he comes with, and a little bit about the articulation. As we know with this Origins line, they have the nostalgic feel of the original action figures with added articulation. That's kind of the selling point here, and we're going to take a look at that. Up here we do have a little bit of promotional art for our He-Man figure and our Skeletor figure. Looks really nice. A little write-up on each one, and then it does have a comic book included with each figure. Let's go ahead and crack these guys out of their packaging and see what we got. All right guys, so we have Skeletor and He-Man out of their packaging, and I'm really impressed by these guys. So these are about $14.99 retail, and I'm impressed with what we're getting for the $14.99. These feel very well made. They don't feel cheap. They don't look cheap. So I'm impressed by that. You know, in a day when really the adult collector never really gets a figure for less than, you know, 20 bucks, i.e., you know, Marvel Legends or, you know, DC Multiverse. Figures in that price range are really some of your more affordable figures. You know, Mattel is able to give us a figure for $14.99 that is a good quality, and we're going to talk more about that. But let's go ahead and jump into the accessories. So we do get a comic book, which it advertised there. They each get the same comic book. It's only a couple pages long, but the artwork is nice. You can see it features a couple of the different characters, you know, from the He-Man storyline. There, Skeletor, Beastman. And then as we flip on over to the back, it does show, you know, the Wave 1 figures there. So that's pretty cool. It'd be nice if each character kind of got their own story in the comic book line, but they're going to share the same comic book. Skeletor gets his staff first off. Pretty much what you would expect here for Skeletor. We can see the size of it about up to his shoulders there. So that looks really nice. And he gets his sword. And it is made in a way that it can be combined with He-Man's. All right. He-Man comes with 3 accessories. He gets his shield, which you can, you know, use this to pop on his forearm, and his hand would go through that area there. It looks really good. Got a little bit of paint work on it in the orange there. It's just a hard plastic material. He also gets his battle axe. No paint on this. Nice sculpt work though. Just sculpted in gray. Okay. And then he gets the other half of the sword. So you can take this and combine it with Skeletor's sword there. Pretty cool. Now, looking at the figures, we can see here that Skeletor, let's see, nice face sculpt. The paint is pretty good. You can see here we're a little messy in some of the black lines there. I guess that would be part of the teeth, but the eyes kind of have a almost like a glitter effect to them. So it's really nice detail there. Head is very posable. You can see here we can get the head down, we can get it up slightly, full 360 as far as the articulation on that. So they did a good job there. As we continue looking at this guy and moving down, this is just a soft plastic that will come off. If you wanted to take this off, you would just pop this little button out of this and his armor will come off. Same goes for his belt here. So you could take that off as well. I kind of hate they put this here, the 2020 Mattel logo and address there. You know, that would have been something, you know, you'd prefer for the bottom of the feet. We also have some additional writing on the bottom of the feet. We get just a single joint in the elbow there. And both of these guys' articulation is identical. So we won't have to cover both. But they both are getting single joints. They do have swivel at the wrist, as well as the hinge. So that's pretty much standard. It's the same thing we see with Marvel Legends or DC Multiverse. We got no crunch in the abs. We do have a swivel at the abdominal area. We can get those legs out to about there, which is pretty good. It has a little bit of thigh twist, but not much. And then we've got a single jointed knee. We get lots of ankle articulation, like that. And then plenty of pivot there. So they did a good job of adding articulation to these guys. Now, you know, one thing that I hate that they really missed out on is they added such good articulation to these guys, but then when it came time to add articulation to the Battle Cat, they left the Battle Cat's ankle articulation off. All right, so we'll go ahead now and just take a look at He-Man, a little closer look. And as I said, the articulation is going to be identical to the Skeletor articulation, so we won't really hit on that too hard, but we will just take a look here at, you know, the face sculpt. I think looks fantastic on this guy. The hair is well sculpted. You just kind of got that traditional, famous yellow hair, you know, that we've kind of seen He-Man with. He does have, much like Skeletor has, he's kind of got his armor and harness here, which you can pop that off just by basically popping this loose, which will unhook that. Got a little bit of a defect or a paint flaw there you can see just on his back, and that may even come off with a magic eraser or something like that. Again, he's got that same he's got the address and the Mattel, you know, right up there, made in China. Again, a little bit more of a paint flaw there in the word China, but he's got his shorts here. Looks really good. He's got a little paint flaw there as well. He-Man is a little. They had a little more trouble here with the paint work on He-Man. And we get on down to just those classic boots of his. Looks really nice. So yeah, I like this guy. Again, you know, articulation, head up, head down, everything's the same. Single jointed elbows. You know, and get these shoulders up to about there. You know, full 360 on them. Skeletor would be hindered slightly on the full 360 due to his armor and the way it's set up. Legs are the same, single jointed knees, and you know, wrist and all, same articulation that we saw with Skeletor. So we'll go ahead and bring the Battle Cat in, and we'll set him up here so you can kind of see from a size standpoint. You know, he's a big cat. But they really missed an opportunity on his ankle articulation. As far as getting He-Man on, he fits on perfectly, and you can pose him very nice like that. That to me really looks fantastic. I really like the way that looks. Skeletor there beside of him. So I'm hoping we will get Panther at some point for Skeletor. So there we go, guys. Let's bring in a couple additional action figures and do some size comparisons, and we'll wrap up our video. All right, guys, so just some size comparisons for you here. We've got a standard Marvel Legend. We've got our He-Man and Skeletor. We've got another 80s figure being in the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles line, Donatello. We've got a Build-A-Figure Kingpin from Marvel Legends and a NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Donatello. So just wanted to give you a little bit of a size comparison as to where these guys kind of fall. You know, they fall right in that 5.5 inch area as far as their size. So look really good. I think these are going to look good on the shelves. I actually sold my MOTU Classics, He-Man and Skeletor and Battle Cat. So I really wanted to go with more of a nostalgic feel than those had. And I really don't know that I'll plan on going much further in this line than what you see here, outside of maybe Skeletor's cat, if they do end up releasing that. I think they may even have already, maybe they've even already planned that. But yeah, so here we go, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick review video. Hit that like button. We're very, very close to 1,000 subscribers, so help us get there. If you enjoy the content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Feel free to leave a comment below what you think of these figures. Are you finding these out and about? I know they're going for $35-40 a piece on the secondary market. So you know, it's certainly a figure that you want to try to find in retail versus paying, you know, double or triple out there on the secondary. Hope you guys have a good rest of your week. Until next time.